Hello, welcome to Mystic Moons. Summer solstice is just upon us, and I felt like doing a reading about it. And I felt like with that reading, it was one that I wanted to share with you. Summer solstice, just upon us. It's just upon us. And with the summer solstice, it's a time of the year when we have the longest time of sunlight, of daylight. I was like, what was that? Anyways, the day of the time of year when we have the longest period of sunlight. And the night is going to be at its shortest time out of the whole year. It's also a time when we ourselves are renewed. We ourselves experience a type of rebirth. We ourselves can go and connect and further develop the light side of our spirituality. So anyway, think about energies with summer solstice, light, enlightenment, being a light, knowledge both internal and external. And again, a time when the night has diminished to its shortest time out of the whole year. So, for this reading, we're going to start off with a collective reading. And I might go and narrow it down. I might get additional clarification for each zodiac sign. We'll see how the main reading goes. And if you are a subscriber to Mystic Moons, welcome. If you're new, welcome. I have a visitor here on my table. I'm on its case. I have something going and saying hi. Nothing of the spiritual kind, but something of the terrestrial kind. Anyway, yes, and if you appreciate my time, do give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I will be open to answering questions after this, but I might jump onto another live after that. So if you have any questions, I can address them at the end of the reading. Let's see. Where should we start with our message? For summer solstice. I have Page of Wands. You know, hello, Devon, or Devon, hello. So, you know, Page of Wands, bottom of the deck energy, we have Page of Pentacles. Page of Wands is very auspicious. I'm going to say auspicious. It's a member of not just the Court of Wands, but also of the royal court. Page of Wands is fire out of fire, of all the initiating energies, all of the fresh starts of things that can be. Here, one moment. Well, as I said, I have a terrestrial visitor here. You cannot be here, but it's still here anyway with our reading. I may pause this one more time because that is a no bueno energy here. Anyway, we'll continue. So, yes, with the, I was at Page of Wands with a Page of Pentacles. Let me go and get that up there. This must be those two energies. There we go. All right, so I'm not going to bother reading beyond this for that pull. So, a Page of Wands, again, it's a fire out of fire, of all the initiation energies that can start. It's at its most strongest. And pages are definitely initiating energies. They're also, you could say, the most boldest energies to go and act, to react, to develop something, when perhaps there's no easy facilitation of approach. So I'm going to say as well, with this Page of Wands energy, just don't think about things that you'd be inclined to pursue or develop. Think about new directions. What would you have the courage to go after that you wouldn't normally have? And also, too, think about your own behavior. What are ways in which you have your set patterns, and what are ways in which you can react, you can be, just simply be, and completely different behavioral patterns with Page of Wands. So this card wanted to fall out. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm pretty sure I let it fall out. Reverse, I believe that's upright. Before we take a look at that, let's go and, this card wants to come out too, okay. So we have some more top level messages here. Let's see for that Page of Wands. For summer solstice energy, I have a King of Swords. I have an 8 of Pentacles, and I have a 5 of Swords. Temperance being the bottom of the deck energy. With that Temperance, I have 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, still chasing after your dreams, chasing after success, all the work that you've done so far, what can you do to turn those endeavors, turn the labor and the connections you made so far into success, and perhaps tinge into the fact that you already know and tasted defeat. You can already see as the year is progressing, as time is progressing, things that you would have liked to have done differently. But yet there's still opportunity to be made. There still is plenty part of the year, starting with the seventh month. How to make best use of that. How to make the best use out of time. What can you do right now to make the best use out of time? Something for you to think about. So, with Page of Wands, that Page of Wands is flanked by a Knight of Cups and the Empress. Empress, the very goddess of not just spring but summer, the very goddess of growth. We could say too, goddess energy. So, a Knight of Cups with a Page of Wands and the Empress. For our summer solstice, so not only do we have the initiation here with Page of Wands, but nothing is off the table. There's no direction that is closed off. Anything that you'd like to go and pursue, the environment is fertile for that. The energy is receptive to that. But you do have to put forth the effort. You do not only have to take the first steps, but you actually have to try and cultivate it, to work it. What is it that you would really like to go and see tangible in your hands that hasn't been? Has it been work? Has it been love? With the Empress here, the Empress energy and Knight of Cups, both of them are creative individuals, creative energies. Both the Empress and the Knight of Cups also speaks to having mastery and skill in specific areas. Both the Empress and the Knight of Cups are concerned with beauty. Both the Empress and the Knight of Cups, when they initiate something, when they work on something, they are doing it not just for the benefit of themselves, but they're doing it for the benefit of all. So, King of Swords, again, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Swords, is that secondary energy, or the energy clarifying our Page of Wands. King of Swords, well, basically being very deliberate in your actions. Now is not a time to allow fate and happenstance, fate and circumstance, the soul, oops, to be the soul, my camera went away. Hmm. Let's see if I can bring it back. Now's not the time to allow circumstance and happenstance. To be the only windows, the only avenues that you pursue or that you develop. Of course, any opportunity that comes your way, definitely one can take advantage of it with Five of Swords and King of Swords energy. But it's also being more deliberate in what you're working on. I'm also going to say too, with Five of Swords, Page of Wands energy, you don't have to be heavy-handed in how you develop this. For instance, maybe how you develop something could be as simple as a smile. Maybe it could be as different or as a light touch as a glance that doesn't turn away. So I'm going to say that with the energy that you put out, the actions you put out, it doesn't have to be heavy-handed energy, heavy-handed actions. It doesn't even have to be necessarily the energy of initiation itself, but you are going to put forth the first step. I'll put it that way. Whatever the first step may be. Could be heavy energy with King of Swords and Eight of Pentacles, especially with the Empress energy here, but it could also be a very light touch. I'm going to say a light touch, especially too, with the Page of Wands and Five of Swords energy. And with that in mind, let's start clarifying the Five of Swords. Fives are interesting energy. Five of Swords is interesting energy. This portal that I made here underneath is sewn. I constructed this on a fifth energy vibration. The fifth hour of every day, the fifth days, all the numerical connotations with five, that energy. I have this one and my other one, this is also my singing bowl bag. I constructed those with specifically the energies of five. Five is definitely a transformative number. Things are in flux with five of five energy. Five of wands, Five of Swords. Things are in flux with how you're thinking, how you're behaving. Things should be in flux. When things are in flux, there's a great opportunity for gain. There is a necessity to put yourself out there in a different way. Is it self-preservation? Well, sometimes, but other cards, likewise, other energies can indicate a self-preservation. Doesn't necessarily have to be a five or limited to a five energy. And what I have here, Five of Wands clarified by a Six of Swords. So both are Aquarius energies, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, and also two Six of Swords clarifying. Five of Swords, what we have here, things are taking too long. If you waited a little bit, perhaps opportunities would come, but you can push things forward. Things can be pushed forward because, first of all, things are taking so long to progress. There's a better way of being that catalyst for change, of having change arrive to you. Perhaps not even better way of being that catalyst. Be that catalyst of change. Very dynamic action here, and it's all because Normally, things are progressing far too long, far too slow for what you're working for. It's not necessarily going off into a new direction, although with Page of Wands could be a new direction, but I think it's a better way of finding landmarks, benchmarks, or simple travel roadways to getting what you want. And where is it? There's a possibility here, I'm going to say too, with Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands, clarifying the Five of Swords. There is a possibility as well that this energy, this jolt, this catalyst of Five of Swords energy coming to go and bring things faster, there is a possibility that this may come to you as well. You may act in it, something else, someone else may come up and act in that. That is flexible, interchangeable energy. Energy that anyone can tap into. Anyone who doesn't want to wait for things to unfold at their natural pace, or at the pace that the energies have currently set itself to be. The Eight of Pentacles gets strength. Gets Seven of Swords. We have more Aquarian energy coming in with Seven of Swords. Right now with our sign overall, that's the most prominent energy that we have here that's building up is Aquarian energy. So also think about, where is Aquarius located on your chart? Think about, all these cards are just falling out. Lovers really wants to come out. This is the second time it's gone. Hello. Of course, Gemini energy does herald the start of summer solstice. It is literally the last step towards summer solstice energy. Also, too, you can think about the, not just where the Aquarian energy sits, but also think about Gemini energy and what you can initiate, how you can initiate things when you have a partner. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner, a partner who you can talk to, a partner who you enjoy their company, partner with who you can work with, a partner with who you can work for, a partner who supports you. Think about those sorts of energies as well with that summer solstice energy. But going back to the fact that Aquarian energy has been really arriving strong. Think about where Aquarian energy sits in your chart. Think about it too, the traits of the positive traits. Think about the positive traits. We're in summer solstice energy of Aquarian energy as well. So we have innovation of thought. We have really sharp freshness. Also, too, curiosity, unbounded curiosity. Meditate a little bit on what Aquarian energy, perhaps does it sit in your chart, and what do you feel from it? What do you feel from the whole collective, you yourself? Not just how it relates to you, but how that energy type, archetype, How does that resonate and speak to you? So we also have with 8 of Pentacles, we have a 10 of Swords. 2 of Swords is the bottom of the deck energy here with Tower, Devil. Okay, so I'm going to take a little closer look at that. You know, there's an energy here of to bury. The Tower, Devil, and that other card right under it, 9 of Swords, Knight of Swords, the Moon. There is the energy here under an 8 of Pentacles to bury. To ignore, to go, oh, that was uncomfortable, to almost on a very physical level, to recoil from something. Turn something down out of your conscious and have it inhabit only your muscle memory, which becomes even more subconscious and ironically even more ever present. 8 of Pentacles with these cards. Well, it's very conscious energy. Almost the same sort of consciousness that you're being asked to go and at least be aware of with the 5 of Swords. Very, very conscious energy with Strength and 7 of Swords, not to accept things as they are. Where are the avenues of opportunity, the avenues of opening? All of this is about seeing your current situation and how to go and bring that up. So, Brandon, if you have any questions, and if you'd like me to go and pull on this question, put a donation of $25 in to either Cash App or buy me a coffee, and I'll take a look for you. All of the readings that I do here are paid readings for personal questions. It's a general policy, especially as my channel isn't monetized. So, very deliberate energy, not accepting the status quo, seeing where the opportunities are. There are, I don't want to say gaps, but perhaps energy like gaps around you. There are things as well, I'm going to say, that you are either missing or overlooking, that if you go back and take a deeper look, you can find value in it in your current situation. Perhaps if you go in the opposite direction, not go back, just in the opposite direction, that situation can be turned quite drastically for you. But I do have very conscious deliberation into what is chosen to thrive and what is chosen to be cut off. And of course, as we said before, the 7th month is approaching us. The 7th month is approaching us within a couple of days. And with that, we can tell from the past 6 months that we've already been into how things are progressing. What are we satisfied with? What are we dissatisfied with? What is it? What behavior patterns? What thought patterns do you need to completely let go of? Also, too, this energy is a very self-centered energy. energy within yourself, questions you should be asking yourself. Perhaps, too, in this energy, there are likewise people, that are coming to you or acting around you in this almost mania. Maybe look around you. June is not only the ideal season for weddings, but there are also your fair share of separations happening right now. Just as an example of individuals consciously making the choice to join together or to separate, consciously making the choice of what do they need to cut out in order for their life to be complete, in order for their life to have growth, in order for their life to thrive. So there could also be separations happening now, separations to anticipate. And I use love as an example, but it could also be jobs as well. Company decides, well, we have seen the trajectory or how much time we're investing or how well this something or other is doing. Do we want to continue investing via the team that we have currently in it? Do we want to go with a new group? Do we just want to go and close that down altogether? But it's definitely, as people are seeing what's best for them, what are the best movements to go forward, we also definitely have people cutting each other off. Cutting each other off to make way for the new. King of Swords energy. King of Swords is clarified by death, judgment. And Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy, we have that Page of Wands saying hello again. Only this Page of Wands in this energy definitely heralds a departure from how you currently have been. Again, it definitely is a time of reinvention. Reinvention and the changes that you make here. It's almost like it's telling you just to make them and don't really explain yourself. Maybe the tendency would be not to explain yourself. However, we still have a Page of Pentacles here. Page of Pentacles, all the pages are very hopeful energies, very fresh energies, energies to, well, they can close something off, but they can also start. So a King of Swords with death, judgment, and Two of Wands. Let me take one quick look at this. So that brings up our secondary energies here. Outside of Aquarius, we also have significant Scorpio and we have significant Aries. So Scorpio energy and Aries, you can think about it likewise, or do you have those in your chart? Scorpio energy here with Knight of Cups, the changes that are made for things or the direction you want to be in, the direction you feel comfortable in, the direction that fills your life with beauty, with meaning, the direction that you can go and change your life so that your days nourish your soul. Are your days currently nourishing your soul? Are you going day by day by day automatically? Are you going day by day by day, satisfied with what you've done and where you're going. Also, questions to go and ask here with that Scorpio energy. And I'd say with Two of Wands here and that other Aries energy being under a Five of Swords. That Five of Swords about breaking out of your patterns and looking in other directions, being the vehicle, the catalyst yourself, rather than being reactionary. There are opportunities coming your way. There are forks in the path. There are crossroads. Not quite at the crossroads yet, but there is a crossroad point coming where you'll have to go and firmly walk down one avenue that will go and close off other avenues. Is there anything you want to initiate right now? Is there any veering off your current path where you want to go right now? That nexus point, that marker of a spatial, chronological point is arriving soon. It arrives as soon as you make the decisions for what are your future steps? What are the best steps for you? And you should plan that not necessarily by what is in front of you, the path you have been developing, but ask yourself again, with your days, are you satisfied with them? What would you need to go and happen with those days in order for them to feel like they've nourished your soul after each time? Is it demanding more respect? Is it having more breathing room? Is it being more efficient? Is it the inclusion or exclusion of certain people? A dialing down or ramping up of a certain schedule? Think about again that king, not king, think about that Ten of Swords energy. Right now is a deliberate time for endings. Lots of things, although we are in the period of rebirth, lots of things likewise are being dissolved. I'd also say as well, with it being summer solstice energy and a Ten of Swords, lots of things are being dissolved, can be dissolved. And then the people who are holding on to those situations, the people that don't want to accept those radical, unpleasant endings, although they may not want to accept it, and although they rebel against it, they still can't help but be an active, aware participant to each stage of that situation eroding into a very permanent end. But with that permanent end, there are also growth for you as an individual to tap into and to see whether you are the one who also too is initiating those hard final endings. You also, if that is the case, you also have the chance to give credence, or perhaps that is also part of the summer solstice energy with the energy of rebirth. Each success should be celebrated, each failure should be mourned. We're in a world where we just don't have one saccharine type of reality some candy land that we land on, and one day it's gumdrops, and one day it's lollipops, another day it is gummies, third day it is cupcakes. We're also in a world where there is salt, and there is garlic, and there are bitter, bitter greens. So I think I am going to do a quick clarification on the 12 signs. So that was a general message that's there. And I think what I'm going to do is let's get one clarification for water signs, earth signs, air signs, and fire signs. I may do one more clarification on each one, just a little further down. So I'm going to start off with Earth, actually. A clarification, one card for Earth signs. I have 4 of Pentacles, one clarification for air signs. I have the full 1 card clarification for water signs. I have a Lovers, 1 sign clarification, 1 card rather, clarification for fire. I have 6 of Swords. So I'm going to say for earth signs in general, earth signs with 4 pentacles being here. Not everything that you're holding on to, signs are worth holding on to. Could be a routine or signs that you are stubbornly sticking to, stubbornly maintaining, stubbornly upholding. And earth signs, not everything that you're holding on to so tight needs to be. Rather than keeping what you accrued, bring some risk into things. Let go of some things. Not everything you have and everything that you have been maintaining is vital, and perhaps not vital in the ways that you think it. There's also here, I'm not saying necessarily 2 earth signs for you to shed some of the things that you're holding on to and lighten up your plate. What I am saying, earth signs, is loosen up, and perhaps there's more for you to take in. There's more for you to acquire. But you need to loosen up first. You need to open up first. The Fool. The Fool for air signs. Air signs, especially in the energy of what you accrue, and also in the main energy reading that we did, the main reading of endings and separations that naturally happen. Air signs, I encourage you to think of how often are you initiating the new? In air signs, there's a pattern here. If so, with a Fool here in light, clarifying that main general read that we just did, air signs, you could be over anxious, over eager, air signs, to shed. And as you do that, air signs, you are building up the same sort of scenarios over and over again. A pattern of new, a pattern of initiating, a pattern of all that brings you joy, the joy of first meetings. But air signs, that in itself is a stagnation. Air signs, don't be extremely so eager to go out there and cultivate the new, so eager to explore new people, new situations, because there are things that there's lots of things actually, air signs, that are escaping you, that are outside of your vision and going above your head. Important things, air signs, that you need to deepen yourself, to mature yourself, and grow yourself, to even be in the position, air signs, of true growth. With the lovers, lovers for water signs, I have receptiveness here, water signs. Obviously, I have receptiveness here. I have the lovers. Especially considering the fact that we have lovers here with water. I'm not going to talk about necessarily water signs about oversharing, because the general part of the reading that I got was not all about oversharing, but it was about being a catalyst, new energies, also accepting change. What I see here, water signs, is that balance of celebrating the successes and seeing, knowing, acknowledging the failures for what they are, and mourning the success, mourning the failures and celebrating the successes. Also, two water signs, what I'm seeing here, what I'm feeling here, is an innate understanding that just because it's something that you want, something that you feel strongly about, when it's time to let go, it's time to let go, even if you yourself don't want it. There's acceptance here, and water signs, what I have you as being perfectly aligned to the energy. Perhaps a little too vulnerable, a little too open, but nonetheless perfectly aligned. And fire signs with 6 of Swords. I almost want to say, fire signs, I almost want to say, how can you slow down the pace that you're in, or your routine? Something right now, at this present moment, fire signs, that if you stopped and if you looked at, would you cherish that? Would you find beauty in that? Is there a moment or a moment upcoming? Could be a moment upcoming, but think about this, fire signs. Is there something happening or something that could happen that you'd want to just freeze that moment and bask in it. Because I get the message here, fire signs, of slowing down. There's something quite delicious, fire signs, literally surrounding you in your current spot. For me to think about. And of course, in the energies that I have here for all 4 signs, Fool and 6 of Swords again has that very significant Aquarian energy. Oops, I actually don't want to quite fold that down. I was going to do one more further clarification for the signs a little further down, but I need to get another deck. I'll be back. All right, so we'll go on to a little further clarification. I have to say, I've been getting people throwing questions at me. And the last time I watched someone else's tarot channel was probably December of 2023. December of 2023 and some of January 2024 before I set up this channel. But I didn't really study the interactions of lives. I actually do lives because it's easier for me with my internet connection just to do these videos and put them out as opposed to waiting for them to upload. That's why I started doing lives primarily. But getting all these questions just thrown at me and then that's just it is weird. Like so many people do that. I don't understand quite why, or if that's like a habit that other channels do. As I said, I don't bother. I'm too busy doing the stuff I do offline, and then you can see the volume of collective readings I do here. I don't have any time for that, but it's just curious to me. Maybe looking at the smaller channels, is that what people do? Throw questions out and then just skedaddle? Other people who, I don't know, just odd to me. So it's like they just ask a question and then move, and that's that. It's like, okay. It just kind of reminds me of those random people that start up weird conversations with you while you're standing in a supermarket line, or while you're waiting for the bus, or while you're at like the corner of a street about to cross it, or maybe if you are eating food or drinking tea in a restaurant and then someone just comes up and says something random. I don't know, it just is that kind of energy. So I'm going to start off again with earth signs. So earth signs, keep in mind that general message that I did for your whole collective, and I'm going to draw a card for Capricorn, a card for Taurus, and a card for Virgo. One further clarification. So Capricorn, your summer solstice message. Chi-Chi, quiet. May have to go and get my Chi-Chi. I think it's 2 a.m. A cat screeching in an apartment building at 2 a.m. it's probably not very neighborly. Although I'm flanked by pit bulls, so, well, I can tell the pit bulls are sleeping right now because I hear them during the day. Anyway, Capricorn, I have Two of Swords. So I'll put that there. I have Two of Swords for you. Let's go and see Taurus. Summer solstice, I have Justice. And let's go and see Virgo. Three of Swords. I have Six of Swords. I actually have to get my cat 1 second. Chi-Chi. That's not allowed, Chi-Chi. You just don't go and sit and screech. Alright, so I'm just going to put him on my lap. And to make sure he stays, I'm going to put him on the leash. Alright. So, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. That Six of Swords energy came up too as I finished pulling for the Earth sign. Six of Swords, Six of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Could be a nostalgia here, a tendency here. No, Chi. Don't be that way. Sit. What I need is like a hook or something that I can tie this to. So Capricorn, there's definitely something very stubborn about your energy. You have a tendency for stubbornness here to be heads down in the direction that you want, or if you push enough, it can happen. And I think your energy here is too forceful. It doesn't have to be that forceful. There's something that you are laser focused on, and there's other things going on around you, Capricorn, that you should pay attention to. There's other movements that you should be making. There's other ways that you should be, almost I want to say, behaving. And with Taurus and Justice, Taurus, dig your heels down on the ground that you're on and continue. Taurus, the path that you're on, what you see, what you're laboring for, what you're working for, what you believe in, Taurus, you are right on the money with it. You are on the path that you're on, and the things that you're digging down to, into, Taurus, are necessary things. There are necessary things worth maintaining, holding on to, and focusing on. And Virgo, Three of Swords. Three of Swords with a Four of Pentacles. That's holding on to far too much, Virgo. Also, too, could be a tendency, Virgo, to take things a little too personally, internalize things a little too personally. Perhaps, Virgo, something to think about, something to consider. May not work for all people, but Virgo, this could work for you. Maybe if you could have the opportunity for those closing type of conversations, Virgo, maybe conversation could help you close chapters cleanly, heal chapters so that you can move on. That's what I see here for the earth signs. I almost want to use a separate deck for each one, but I don't feel like cleaning up all the cards for that. So I'm just going to recycle this one. Can you sit, Chi-Chi? I will admit, the cat on my lap is pretty warm. Although it's a muggy, humid day. It was earlier, it still is kind of humid right now at night. I like warmth. And my cat is very warm. Anyway, he's there going, I have things to do. And he's there with his little white whiskers. Such a little attention hog. So the Fool, for the air signs, as we had as our general message, the Fool drilled down a little bit into that. The Fool has, I wasn't even pulling for any particular signs, but I am going to say the Fool with 5 of Vessels speaks of perhaps generally air signs. The reason, too, why you're so quick to bolt. You experienced enough pain or some event triggered you so much, air signs, that you still are in the energy of that early childhood tapes, those early childhood recordings. There's something very deep-seated about this need to bolt from unpleasantness. That you've experienced it once, you don't want to experience it again, and so you leave. And again, I'm going to say, just to be truly present in the experience of life, air signs, is to celebrate the successes and to mourn the failures, mourn the losses. It's almost like air signs going after sweet desserts when you should be having balanced food. I think I'm going to put my cat up here because he just wants to bolt from me. That's not allowed. Chi, go up here. Oh, go in the corner. You can fit. Sit. And now we have Chi. Says, I am Chi. I go Mao. I got little damp nose. I got little white whiskers. I got little white cheeks. Little white cheeks. You know, with the Siamese, their dark points form precisely in the areas where they get cold. So you can tell that on Chi's side, these little cheeks are always quite warm because, first of all, it's not with my other cats, like my other cat. And this part actually colors in, but with him, this part is particularly warm for him. Anyway, I'm going to have the addition of Chi here. And I'm going to sit. He says, oh, someone is calling me. Some little kitty cat is calling me. She says, he's okay, we're going to sit for a little bit. He says, we're going to sit for a little bit and we're going to finish off the summer solstice reading. Chi, by the way, is not a summer solstice baby. He is a little Scorpio. He is in love with a Taurus. And there is another Taurus who has a crush on Chi. And she's been working on him for a while. But Chi is very, very loyal, even as she chews him up. Anyway, so I have the Fool. The Fool for air signs, an additional card for Aquarius. I have Crown of Coin, an additional clarification for Libra. I have 9 of Vessels and an additional card for Gemini. I have 6 of Cups. You know, it's very interesting, air signs, how the cards that are coming up for you are all, I think I have to go and do one more thing. No, Chi Chi. No. Go back up here. Go on, up, up. And now go up here. I'm going to wait till I'm done. So, air signs, I do find it interesting that for your cards, we have water and air, which this basically tells me, air signs, you know, there's some depth, some roots that are needed in order to make you whole, in order to make you, I don't know, more rounded, more in a position for you to tap into the success that this year holds for you. There's a lot of more richness here. So I'm going to say, first of all, with Aquarius, what I have here are these almost two air signs or energy or ways of behaving that will completely complete you. Like you're 99, 95% there on the success vibration, but there's just a little tweak, a little tune up that you need to do. She's just looking. And in fact, I need to do one more thing. You know, these are lives I have for cats. So I need to see what this is real quick. Okay. So back to what I was saying. With the Fool here and these cards that I have, it is like you are just one little final tweak from success, one final tweak from being in a position where you're fully formed, fully rounded. So I'm going to say with Aquarius, with King of Pentacle energy, Crown of Coin. Aquarius, what kind of responsibility should you be owning up to? Where should you be initiating? Where should you be initiating? Where should you be taking responsibility for? Where should you be providing for? Aquarius, there is responsibility here. How much are you walking and owning that responsibility? So Libra, 9 of Vessels. Now, this is rather unique to me, Libra, especially with a Fool here. What this tells me, Libra, is there's lots of opportunities buzzing around you. Libra, there's lots of people who want to impress you. I say this energy is a little odd to me, Libra, because I find it hard to believe in a 9 of Vessels. Everything that comes at you is good. What I can tell you, Libra, is that you are very attractive. Your energy is very attractive to a lot of people. Are the things that they're offering towards you, for you, Libra? Is it what you need? Is it what would truly benefit you? For instance, everybody can offer a muffin if everyone goes to the kitchen and bakes a muffin. But some people may have the gift of muffin baking. Some people may find a really good recipe. Some people may go and get their muffins from the local grocery store, which is probably something that was, I don't know, the dough was already prearranged or pre-frozen in some other plant. Somebody may have a home style recipe. Someone may just knock it out. May be good, may not be good. I have more cats issues coming up, Libra. Let me go and take care of this one other thing and I'll be right back. Will you stop loving the wheel of that? For now, you go in here. All right. As I said, these are lives. I have 4 cats. Anything I'm going to be spending even 15 minutes on, I'm going to have lots of catitude around me. So, Libra, back to what I was saying for you with 9 of Cups. Lots of things, lots of positive things coming towards you. However, I don't feel all the positive things are of quality. Is that the right word? May not be of quality, may not be suiting your taste, may not be best for you. Maybe they are of quality, but they're not a best for you. There's some nuances in there with 9 of Cups. And I think it's just to be aware of that. It's not saying you can't partake of everything that comes your way. There's just lots of opportunity here. And I think don't get carried away by it. Also, too, don't be sampling so many things. Libra, that you still don't really form anything meaningful with. Like perhaps there's something that you should be focusing more attention to. I don't know, there's something around here about what you're being offered, good things offered your way, but they're not all things that you need. But think about that. And for Gemini, 6 of Cups energy here with 6 of Vessels. This card, too, in this deck is particularly steeped with remembrance, with memory, with also, too, things from a prior time, a prior era. And Gemini, my message for you here with the Fool. My little kitty looks cute. With the Fool, Gemini, is think about, Gemini, how much of your current actions that you're doing right now are as a result of a very specific past incident. And I don't think, Gemini, you should be moving. You should not be moving in the present. Oh, I hear something. One second. Oh, this must be like 2 a.m. Everybody goes and does something that I have to pay attention to. And she's all excited. He's like, oh, I want to check out what happened. What did she do? Well, she did the bad. She did the bad. How could the apple of my eye do the bad? Anyway, we're not going to focus on that. Don't lick that, Chi. Come on. Don't lick that either. I don't know what you're licking. There's no reason to lick it. Are you sniffing something? Is there something sniffable there? What are you sniffing? Did somebody do something over there? I don't smell anything. But he does. Are you licking the Palo Santo? Actually, I'm not fond of this sniffing. I don't like sniffing. We don't sniff. You have no reason to sniff. No reason to sniff. He says, but there's so much to sniff. Okay, that's some more mystery on my end. Okay, he says, but I sniffed already. Okay, so that sniffing is gone. So, Gemini, yes, think about how much of your current. He's like, oh, I hear her doing something. He says, oh, what is that? He looks rather cute here. It's a good thing they look cute because they are a lot of work. We'll let her go and continue working on the door. So, 6 of Vessels. 6 of Vessels. Yeah, Gemini, definitely think about how much of the work that you're doing, what are you doing right now that is the result of a past situation, maybe a past person. It's a little reactionary, Gemini, and you shouldn't be moving towards your future based on something that triggered you in the past. So for water, I have Chi here looking cute. Doesn't he look cute? It's a good thing they're cute. It's a very good thing they're cute. He also has a very cute personality. He likes to explore. I take him outside on his harness. We see geese and we see doggies and we see people. We see lots of things. Anyway, so water signs. Water signs with the Lovers as your main message. So for, maybe I'll just go on that corner. So for Pisces, and I guess I'll put this in the draw. Let me untie this. One moment, I just want to get more space and have my moon cards up there. Okay. Actually, I can go sideways. For some reason it's not going in. There we go. Okay. So, oops. Let's see, we'll use, or should I just use that space? No, that will go in front of his face. Okay, we'll go right here. So, water signs, we had the Lovers as your main card. With Lovers, Scorpio, a card for Scorpio. I guess I'll just put it like that. Well, you can trust that I'm shuffling. With the Lovers, Scorpio, your summer solstice. Oh, you're going to move her again some more? Why don't you go sideways, Chi, like this? Why don't you go like on that corner, just like that? See, you can do that. That works for you, that works for me. And just sit there. And okay. So, Scorpio, a summer solstice energy for you. I have Ace of Wands. And for Pisces, what I have for you, I have the Tower. And for Cancer, summer solstice, I have, ouch, Eight of Vessels, Cancer. Well, Scorpio, you truly are in excellent energy, Scorpio. Very powerful time for you right now in that summer solstice energy. Scorpio, nothing's closed off from you right now. You have not only the ability, you have the capability, you have, if you put forth the right sort of vibration out, the right sort of energy, the right look on your face, the right voice tone, Scorpio, nothing is closed off to you. And Pisces with the Tower, you know, the Tower is actually loaded energy here. First of all, big changes are happening for you, Pisces. This summer, significant things are about to happen. Perhaps things that you've been working towards and building towards all this time. It's all about your past actions coming to light now, Pisces, in that Tower energy. Also sort of repeated message here with Death. But you're ultimately going to come into power. Everything that you've worked for, worked towards, Pisces, you're going to have a breakthrough. A breakthrough is coming. Maybe, well, the next half of the year, Pisces, is going to be significantly different than how it's currently been. An Eight of Cups for Cancer. Ouchie, ouchie, Cancer. Unless you're the one in that energy. But still. Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. House cleaning. House cleaning, Cancer. With that end of phase that you are currently in, the endings that you know are truly there, the opportunities that you will never go and give those who once had your ear, those who you once gazed at with your eyes. You will not deal with them any longer, Cancer. And you're only future facing now, Cancer. Even more so because of what you've gone through in the past. And Six of Swords for fire signs. Six of Swords for fire. Let's see, I don't know how he got to move here when I gave him all that space. He wanted to be in the camera. This is where I put my cards, Chi. Can't you go off to the side? That's very unfair, sis. Okay, so fire signs, you get the addition of the moves of Chi doing his moosing work. Could also say he is the energy of lovers, as he is loving owning the lover's card. Do you want to go and bless my cards? No, he doesn't. He says, I already did enough of that. So, fire signs for Aries. Aries, summer solstice summer solstice message. I have Five of Cups, Aries. For a Sagittarius, summer solstice, I have Champion of Wands. And for Leo, summer solstice message, I have Queen of Wands. Interesting that I also got strength underneath that, Leo. So, I will draw 2 cards for Aries on this. Five of Vessels, Aries. I have the Nurturer, and I have, 10 of Coin. Aries, you're already throwing in the towel. Looks like you might have a tendency to already throw in the towel to events or circumstances or someone that's already important to you. Aries, you may already be conceding. And my question is to you, Aries, it isn't decided yet. Things may not be immediate, things may not be shining with the bright neon flashing sign of success, but things are far from over, Aries. What you want, Aries, what you desire, Aries, is not out of reach. So don't throw in the towel just yet, Aries. All is not lost just because one Pacific Avenue, one Pacific person may be closed off to you. And Sagittarius, Champion of Wands. Champion of Wands is interesting, Sagittarius, because I personally read my Knight of Wands as Sagittarius energy. So There's a gain here, Sagittarius. There's an opportunistic gain for you. Could be already arriving to you, could be something that you'll see very shortly. Sagittarius, will you take advantage of that opportunity, this window, and will you make the best use of it? There's something coming your way that you should definitely explore. Not something you planned on. Okay, now this is just intentional. He has all that space over there. Look at that. This is literally space enough to go and fit Chi in. But Chi is right here on my cards. Right on the magic circle, too. As if it was some sort of little cat. How much? Laura, for a yes, no question, a one card, that's $5. And if you have a deeper question, 25. For 25, a full tower reading. Let me know, Laura, if you would like to explore your question together. And I'll move Chi out of the way. So, we already did Sagittarius. We were about to do Leo. Okay. So, right now we're just going to go and work with Chi. After all, he is sleeping. He says he's going to go and be in here for the long haul. He also says he's the star of the show. Well, he's the star of the show regardless because he is a cat in my household. And I am ruled by cat. I wonder what that is. So that little weird thing in his fur. I don't like weird things in Chi's fur. Anyway, so that was Sagittarius energy. And then finally for Leo energy, Leo, I have a Queen of Wands. Keeper of Wands is Queen of Wands energy. Queen of Wands with the Six of Six of Swords. Leo. Don't do anything rash, Leo. Don't make any particularly rough movements, bold movements, sharp movements in a new direction. I'm not saying to go and maintain the status quo, Leo, but I am saying that as you move forward, especially as you expand, Leo, do that in a diplomatic manner. Diplomacy, softness, quietness, going around with a veneer as you go about your business, Leo, that is going to be most beneficial to you. Be affable, be amiable, get along with people, Leo. But anything that you feel strongly about, Leo, I'm going to say for right now, internalize it. It's going to be to your strength, Leo, to go and prove your points or gain your success through, just feels like taking the high road is really going to benefit you a whole lot upcoming, Leo. So take the high road as much as you can. Take the high road. Don't provide material for gossip, and keep it moving. Okay, that's what I have for Leo. So Those are the summer solstice messages. Yes, if anybody has any questions, I can definitely take them now. Put that there. I am offering readings, and I'll be back in a moment. All right, so yeah, that concludes all the summer solstice messages. I feel like we had lots of collaboration from that visitor on my table, which was not a cat. It was a bug. It was like a beetle or something. And yes, I was trying to capture it to go and make a sacrifice because, while I don't mind beetles outside, I do mind beetles coming onto my table. I'm not this is not like, reading with mystic moons and beetle. Like beetle has no place in it, so therefore I am not a bug friendly zone. I'm not going to be like the Buddhist and go, oh, don't step on the bug. If the bug is on my table, yes, it will get sacrificed. But bug has escaped somewhere to live another day. Darn. And then, of course, we had cat meows, and we had cat business, and more cat business, and more cat business. And we also had readings. So we got some questions done. If anybody doesn't have any questions, then I feel like doing one more thing. Of course, there's something I'm going to do today. I took a nap earlier. I think I slept from 9 to 1 a.m. Something like that. So I'm kind of up. Let's see. Should I do an aware and beware? I'm a little curious. I'm going to do an aware and beware. If anyone has any questions, you can join me on that. I'm going to let this reading go. Until next time, everyone. Oh, yes, and do give me a like if you appreciate the time. If you're still watching after whatever that was, 10 minutes or so of silence. But I kind of think if you've watched more than one live, you probably know that I veer off when I have to take care of my cats. You have to. When a cat does something, you need to go and get on it right away. Sometimes you walk into people's houses and maybe you look at their kitty litter box, and their kitty litter box has piles and piles of little black licorice twist in them. And you're like, how could you allow the litter box to be this twisted, or to be twisted with all these little black shapes in there? I don't understand. I'm the type when somebody does something, literally, as soon as it's down, maybe I wait till they cover it. I have to scoop it. Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It must be picked up immediately and scooped. And when I come back, you know what I do? The first thing I do when I come back home, I go straight to the litter box and I scoop. And I may take like a little bit of cleaning solvent and rub the floor around it to rub the sides of the litter box. So yes, I do attend to those things. Anyway, I'm going to go and jump on one other thing. Until the next time, everyone, bye-bye.